by the same clients. And yes, it's got the wet signature on there. We're not talking about digital signatures. So got that signed, but I told him, I got a few plans. So I'm figuring that out. That's like my first priority today is figuring out challenging the appraisal and then contacting the lender and seeing if we can restructure the loan, because 170K is that's a big difference.
Now but your offer was $400,000 over.
Yeah, it was 345 over.
In your opinion, when you ran all the numbers, and good morning everybody, we'll get started in a couple minutes. What, in your opinion, how much short were they going to be? And
I'd say about 50,000, because the most recent sale that was 2,000 square foot smaller had just sold for $1,525,000, and we came in at $1,570,000. So I was like, that's got to say it all right there. So, and there was a couple surrounding that, God, they can't use pendings. I get that, but there was 19 other offers on it, and 5 of which were up in the same range as ours. There was a higher offer than our offer. So she gave him all that information too. So I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how are the buyers feeling? What's their current state?
They're good. I was kind of getting freaked out, but then I figured out that it was my job to make sure that everyone stays level-headed, especially going over to get the listing agreement signed. So I told them I've got a few plans to take care of it, and if anything, we have a fallback plan. So we've got a couple of things in the pipeline that we're figured out, but they're comfortable with it. They're 100% that they want to go through with it, whatever it takes. So
yeah, we had a scenario where we were $75,000 under, and they did some moving around of some money, and they were able to come up with the cash. So that's a lot, man, 170. But if you're going $400,000 over, offering 1.5 on a home, I'm certain it's not their last 1.5 million, but I know that's a tough pill to swallow. So I take you're going to rebut, and you're going to try to rebut with the appraiser.
Oh yeah.
All right. Man, but they're still in the game.
Yep.
Good. Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, Christina, how are you feeling? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm putting ready together. But
Okay.
yeah, I feel much better. Thank you.
So for the people that don't know, Christina got her vaccination, and a lot of times that people are having some bad reactions to the second shot, and she had a bad reaction. So it's good to see you. Glad that you're here.
You look fantastic.
Ah, thanks.
So what happened? Like, it happened on hives on your face?
No, on my arms and on my back.
Oh, geez.
I think I really just had to drink water and hydrate yesterday and just kind of flush it out of my system. But the first shot, I was fine. The second, I didn't feel it till the next day, but I kind of real quick, like, hey, he's like, it happened to me, but I didn't get hives. So I was like, okay, I'm good.
Rob, hey, Rob's always so busy. My man, will you mute your phone? Thank you, sir. Well, we're glad that you're all right. I know it's unfortunate that you had to miss the event, but there'll be many more events, and we can watch it vicariously on social, right? We could see some of it on social. So, Martinique, are you doing your hair or your baby's hair?
I'm doing my hair, trying to look presentable.
All right, guys, let's give it one more minute. We'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. We are still officially on vacation. Unfortunately, it's our last day. We leave here at around 10:30, but much needed. And I'm going to tell you guys a story in just a minute once we get popping. But good to see everybody. What's on your shirt, Damian? I like that.
Oakland Soldiers. It's a KU team. I was on the very second team they had way back when, and now my son got his opportunity to play this year for the first time.
Really? How cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. I love that, man.
That's a great league. My son plays against them sometimes. It is just like, bring your A game when you play the Soldiers. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, has he chose a college yet?
Yeah, right now, tentatively Texas Southern University, but wow. His basketball season starts at the end of this month, so he's hoping to still be able to secure a scholarship of some sort. So we'll see.
Good for you, man. Most of my friends that are my age have kids that are, almost in college years or, already in college. I'm like, damn, I got started young. My son's going to be 3 in June.
Yeah. So, no, I'm on my second life. My daughter is 3, but yeah, he'll be 18 in August. So
Man,
Yeah, I
my,
started all over again.
my best friend since I was 10 years old, his son is now 18, and my best friend's tall. He's about 6'1". His son's 6'4". Dude,
Yeah.
just he's got this cool like surfer hair. He's like, "What's up, uncle?" Like it's just crazy to see. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, Jen and I are still on vacation, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I wanted to share this story with you before we get started today. So for me, staying here where we're staying at the Marriott Timber Lodge. If you've ever been to South Lake, it's right in the center of town where the gondola is. You have the Marriott Timber Lodge, and then you have the Marriott Grand Residence Club. Ironically, when I think back about my life and my business career, this is actually where I really, really started my business career. And let me tell you a story. So in 2003, I was living on the streets in San Diego. I had lost everything. I had fallen victim to addiction, and I literally found myself in a park, and I woke up in a park one morning, and I had all this talent. I knew I had talent, right? But I had let something take over me. And so at that point in my life, a couple of years before that, I had done pretty good. I had at 19, I got offered a sales position. They bought me a car. They bought me 3 new suits. I cut my hair. I had hair down on my belly button. So like I had started my career really, really well. Well, that was always a part of our life and our lifestyle, and it was always around us. And so I fell victim to it. So right at 23, ended up sleeping in a park, didn't have anywhere to go, woke up the next morning, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, I need to get out of this town. And at that time, my aunt had lived right here in South Lake Tahoe. And so I called my aunt. I was like, hey, can I come up there and just sleep and kind of get my mind right and do things a little bit different? She's like, Mijo, come up here. I'll feed you. Come up and you know, I'll take care of you. So I left San Diego. I had $70, a backpack and a dream. And I tell the story. $70 backpack and a dream. My buddy Jojo, who had just got out of the penitentiary for 7 years, drove me and my buddy Ryan up here to Lake Tahoe. It was the biggest storm that Lake Tahoe had seen in 12 years. And we had this 2-door little red Saturn, no chains, coming up the mountain. I'm talking dumping. I'd never seen anything like it. I had some like Chuck Taylors, some Dickies, and a hoodie, thinking I was prepared to move to the mountains, which I had no idea. So we get halfway up to the mountain, and we get stopped, and we're required to get chains. Well, we don't have any chains. We barely have any money. So we find this thrift store, and at the thrift store, they had an old pair of chains. Well, we get the chains on the car. They're actually too big. So the whole time up, we would go and clank, 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 clank on the wheel well, clank, clank. And we got all the way up the mountain. I don't know how, by the grace of God, we got all the way up to the mountain. And then when we pulled up to my aunt's house, we realized that there was no chains on the car. The chains had fallen off. I don't know how we didn't skid off the road. But get to my aunt's house, and you know, I'm going to start this new life. I just needed to sleep. I really needed to sleep and get my mind right. Well, week 2, I started like coming around, feeling a little bit better. My cousin worked here at this resort. I came and saw him, and I saw the sign, and it said hiring for marketing executives. I'm like, I can do that. Like I can do that. So I applied for a position here at the Marriott as a marketing executive, and that's when I truly started my career. By year 2, I got picked up by the second largest resort in Lake Tahoe, and I became the director of marketing, and I never looked back, right? I've never gone back to San Diego. I've built my career from here. I moved to the Bay Area from Lake Tahoe, built my real estate career, and I look back at it, it's like, it's full circle for me. So like, it feels really good to be able to bring Jen here and the kids and be able to do something that I had only dreamed of when I first got here, right? When I was here, I was the onlooker, like looking at everyone like, damn, how do they afford to stay in a place like that, right? Like, man, I came from the gutter. I came from these broke ass hotels and motels growing up with my mom. Like, I'm like, for me to be able to be full circle, be able to do this, my niece is here with Ayana, and like be able to give this to them feels really, really good. And so I wanted to share that story with you about full circle, because you know, your life can change in an instant. I made a commitment at that time in my life, and I've never looked back. And it's just really, really good to be able to come up here and share these experiences and build these memories. And so just thought I'd share that with you. A lot of people don't know that story, but I just wanted to share that with you guys and tell you a little bit about, you know, my humble beginnings, right? I feel I'll always be humble in this business because I know where I started. And now I believe that we have this power to be the great emancipators of the dream. We're able to provide people a lifestyle that's going to allow them to give back to their families, give back to their children, pass on a legacy, pass on wealth, not pass on debt, pass on something that they could truly build their life and raise their family on. So I believe in it with certainty, and I'm so happy that we're all here together. So wanted to share that story with you guys. So I wanted to go around the room. I wanted to do something different today, and I wanted to talk to you guys about state and how we prepare ourselves and get ourselves in state, because we talk a lot about that. I know we've been talking about listing presentations. We've been talking about the market. We've been talking about how you work with buyers, how you build urgency, how you explain certain points of the process, right? I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to hear from you guys in your own words, in your own way, and in your own vernacular. What is something that you are truly, truly passionate about? Like when you talk about this, your eyes just light up. That is not real estate, right? Because we all have one of those. I have those, you have those. So I want to know, like, what is something in your personal life that just drives you, excites you, motivates you, and that when you talk about it, like people feel that, because we all have something like that. That is non-real estate related, because I know that we're all nerds, right? We could probably sit here and talk real estate all day long, but I'm gonna call her Martinique, because I'm sure she has something that is cool and fun and motivating and exciting and something that she likes to talk about. So Martinique, what is something in your life that you love talking about and love sharing that energy with people?
I mean, obviously my kids, but I don't know. I just have a huge passion for helping. Like I've always been, as a kid, I've just always been a helper. Like I always want to just do something to help somebody. I don't know what that's called. I guess just like a caregiver or whatever. But
So
yeah.
why? So tell me more about this.
I think because I'm the oldest child, the oldest sibling, and I was always taking care of everybody all the time. So it just came with the territory, and now it's just embedded in me.
Nice. And how do you take care of people in your life? Obviously your kids, but tell me a little bit more.
So yeah, I have 2 younger brothers, and then my husband has a sister who has 6 kids, and she just had a baby 5 weeks ago. So she comes over to my house right now because her kids go to school in Oakland. She lives in Antioch, so I help her out with the baby. You know, it's just all the time.
And for you, what type of satisfaction do you get from truly helping people and being like this nurturer?
Yeah, it's the inside feeling, like a feel good feeling on the inside. Just like I'm fulfilled when I know that I'm helping somebody else. Even with buying a house, like last night, 8:00 at night, I'm showing a house and I just like was so excited about it. Like, why am I so excited to show this damn house? Like, I'm not getting it. But yeah,
I love that. I love that. So Christina, let me ask you a quick question. When Martinique is dealing with her clients, you know, how does this nurturer in her really play a part?
It shows the authenticity. So, you know, it comes from a place of I care versus I'm trying to make a sale. You know, I'm really looking out for the best interest of you and your family. And I know, like, I lean on that too. Like, as soon as I go show homes with the mom, or I see, like, you know, they have kids, I'm like, hey, I put my mom hat on, like, no, the street could be too busy for you and your children. And then they're like, oh yeah. So, I mean, I'm totally like you. I'm like, however I can help, and yet very caring. So that's good.
I love it. I love it. Laura, let's hear from you. I know that Laura is a mother. She's a traveler. She plays golf. So Laura, so tell us about something that you are truly excited about and passionate about in your life when you're talking to other people.
When I'm talking with other people?
Yeah, so that's not real estate related. So like, let me in, let us in. Tell us about something you're so passionate about in your life.
With me are animals. I grew up on a farm and then I'll be surrounded by animals. So whatever I can do to help rescue any animals that I see, you will see Laura there. So,
Nice.
That's pretty much me. Yeah, so I'm very passionate with animals.
How did you get into rescuing animals? Because you grew up on a farm?
Well, I grew up on a farm in a different environment. You know, we have lots of animals out there, cows and blah, blah, blah. But here, when I came here, it was different. I started to rescue cats, and I felt like I needed a more, like something deeply, you know. With people, I help a lot of people, help babies most of the time, you know. But here with animals, it was more interesting for me because those are the ones that have been left out. So I started with by rescuing cats, taking it to this place to get them fixed and then put them outside. But then when I hear them coyotes might be out there and killing them. As I freaked me out, so I start to maybe finding people to have them then to adopt it then and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually I ended up with more cats myself. So I actually have 20 myself.
Oh, you have 20 cats?
Yes, that I take care.
Wow.
Yeah, but my plan is that they actually are very well taken care of it. They're outside, they're inside. So there's just, but yeah, and I love that. And I have 2 Rottweilers who got used to them. So which is amazing. So
They know who the bosses are.
yeah, and then I'm very blessed. My mom is like, oh my God, there's so many, but they make me happy. My kids know that I'm an animal lover, and then they just know that. And then, so yeah, my passion is really animals, besides what you see, golf and everything. Golf is like a leisure and all that kind of stuff, but I'm more passionate with animals. So, because those are the ones that, they don't talk, they don't yell at you, they just want you, they want help, they need help. That's all.
Love it. I love it. Damian, when Laura talks about her desire to want to help the animals, like, what do you feel from her? What's this energy and what's this vibe that you get from her when she talks about this?
I mean, as as corny as it might come off, I mean, it just sounds like love. Like, it just sounds like she genuinely cares about something that she's passionate about. I mean, anybody that has 20 cats has to have a lot of love in their heart. I have 2, and I want to get rid of them almost every other day. So that's just a lot of care, but that's what I hear from it.
Good stuff. So Kyle, what is something that you are truly, truly passionate about that maybe a lot of us don't know, my man? Like, what's something that like really drives you in your life?
Man, I was born on motorcycles and dirt bikes. I could pull an engine apart and put it back together and tell you which piece means what and where it goes and how it works. And so, I mean, my dream when I was younger and growing up was to be a professional supercross racer, which is on the dirt bikes in the stadiums on a track. That came to a sudden halt, though, because I was practicing one day and ended up slipping out and breaking a few bones, including a couple of pieces of my vertebrae and all that stuff. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, that's something that really, you'll never be able to take me off motorcycles or dirt bikes. Never going to happen. The doctors can say whatever the hell they want, but rightfully they can F right off.
So how many of you feel, based on what you know of Kyle, that this is his new motocross, right? Like his real estate adventure, I feel like that same sense of enthusiasm. I'm going to win. I got this. I'm jumping. Like, that's how I feel. You guys get to sense this trend here, right? Like the things that we're doing in our personal lives, that's just who we are. That's our DNA, right? Whether Martinique's the nurturer, whether it is the saver, whether it's the adventure and the energy and the enthusiasm, right? These things carry over into our business. So let's continue this conversation. Kyle, I knew some of that stuff about you, but when you talk about it in a way that gets people excited. So you have to think, when you talk about motocross and how that feels, or what it means to you, like what state does that put you in when you talk about that?
I get pretty excited. It makes me want to ditch this place and get out there and go freaking rip it, man.
But instantly you could think about that and it could shift the way you're thinking, correct?
100%.
Instantly. Good stuff. Let's continue this conversation. PK, how about for you? If there's something in your life, because you're new to the team, and welcome, PK. This is about her 4th meeting with us. What is something that in your life you were truly, truly passionate about?
I am a very passionate person in general, so it's easy for me to get excited and like super passionate about like everything if I'm truly like connecting with it. But for me, the biggest thing is like, I'm so passionate about mental health. I'm very passionate about self-care. And when it comes to just taking care of yourself and promoting that, because I have struggled a lot, both with mental health and anxiety and depression and migration. And, I'm an immigrant, so it was really difficult to immigrate to the US alone, leave my family behind. So I've struggled a lot with figuring things out. So when it comes to helping others figure it out or promote self-care and mental health remedies, those are the stuff that I can talk about for days without like nonstop. I can go about it every day, all day. and it gets me really, really excited about just helping others with it. So I feel like a lot of the things that other people said, the care and the love, and it starts here, and then I can spread it out to my family and friends and clients and whoever that wants it. So that's mine.
I'm so glad you said that, because a lot of this conversation, I wake up, you guys, I wake up in the middle of the night and I think about things and I fester on things, and then I'm like, I got to deliver this to them because I want to get these thoughts out. But I think it's what she said is really important, that a lot of times in this game, we operate from here, right? It's easy for us to get super analytical, right? Kevin, you said this before. You're like, sometimes I just get stuck in my brain, right? But what we need to do is, and I've said this before, remove ourselves from being a cerebral player in this business. And if you operate from here and you lead with this will come, right? Yeah, I lead with this, but then I back it up with logic. And I think that you're right on when you say that, PK. So good stuff. Let's continue going on. Let's go over to Damian. Let's hear from you, my man. What is something that you're truly passionate about sharing with other people when you're having conversations?
Just the newest book that I've been reading. Like, I really developed a passion for reading, and this is fairly recent in my estimation, like maybe over the past 5 years or so. Sorry, I don't know why my TV just turned up like that. But yeah, maybe over like the past 5-6 years, I just really dove into books hard, and like that's my real passion at the moment. And then that leads to me wanting to write things, because like you said, you'll wake up in the middle of the night with a thought, and it's usually sparked from whatever book I'm reading at the time. And so I really have found how beneficial it is to me and how enjoyable it is. And now I can't put them down, even to my own detriment. Like, sometimes I want to do business more, but my wife is like, hey, put that down. Like, you've been reading too long. And I'm like, damn, that's my problem now? This is cool.
Hey, man, that's part of being a dad and getting a little bit older. If your problem is too much reading, good for you. Right? Good stuff, man. I love this. Let's go over to Joaquin. How about for you, my man? What's something that you're truly, truly passionate about in your life that you love talking about, other than TikTok videos?
Good morning, everybody. I kind of like a PK. I feel like it's important just to kind of diversify your enjoyment and your leisure. There's a lot of different things that I like. I like sports, I like comedy, I like music. I like history. I like knowing a lot about like Latin America. I guess I could probably narrow it down to that, but just really understanding where we all come from. At least for me, kind of like I think PK said. I don't know why I keep saying her name, but it just really resonated with me, because I'm also an immigrant. I came to this country when I was just a year old, and I feel I'm so lucky to be in this country. And maybe that's why I joined the military, right? Just being grateful to be in a country where I have so much opportunities. And because of that, I just want to enjoy everything. I want to get a little bit of as much as I can while I'm on this rotating rock in space. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to narrow it down, I guess.
No, but here's the thing. When I'm hearing everybody talk, it doesn't sound natural. Does it sound like a flow? Does it sound like this is just part of who I am? What I want to do, and my intent for this conversation, is to help you guys understand that direct correlation with who I am as a person and what truly moves me and how I communicate in business, right? Because they're one and the same, right? When I talk with somebody, like, you'll go on a presentation with me, and Jen will look at me sometimes and she's like, the stuff that you say to the clients, but it's me. I feel comfortable. I'm excited. I want to be relaxed, and I'm able to be that same person. Obviously, I have to polish some things once in a while, but at the end of the day, I'm loving what I'm hearing, because if you could put yourself into that state and you could have that level of ease and communication, relaxation in the way that you flow, people are going to feel that, because we're on a call right now with almost 30 people, and I feel that from you guys. So let's keep this energy going. Christina, how about for you? What's something you're truly passionate in your life that we might not know? We obviously know your kids. We know the Peloton. We know your business. We know she wants to be on the billboards like Anne Fong, done something wrong. So tell me what you are passionate about.
So I'm one of 65 grandchildren. My mom is one of 10. And of those grandchildren, there's only 6 girls, and I'm the oldest. Wow. So there's a lot of for me, it's really just like always empowering. And I think it just shows too in my work and just, working with all of you guys. I really like to see everybody win. And so it does flow through my family as well. And it's really important for me, for my cousins and my children, for my family to be just as pushing their limits of their potential. So I know I kind of set the bar sometimes high because I think I was the first grandchild to graduate college, but just, breeding that moving forward, that's really important to me.
And by doing that, how does it make you feel?
Amazing. Like whatever I have is yours, but I want them to be able to taste that because then they can pass it on to their children.
Okay, so this correlation is a glaring correlation. When she says that I'm able to pass that on, I want them to have that. Do you get that sense of how she operates in her business life? Her energy, right? You see her social when she's on the calls. I literally got some chills because there's a direct correlation there, right? Well, she's always wanting to give and give and give. Now knowing some of what's behind that totally makes sense. So good stuff, Christina. I love this. Sonny, let's go over to you. Same question, my man. What's something you were truly, truly passionate about in your life?
Well, for me, I grew up in restaurants, so I definitely have passion for food and restaurants. So if you ask me about what to cook, I'll have like an aneurysm. Basically, I'll have so many thoughts in my head. I'll just look up what's in the kitchen, see all these ingredients, and I'll think of something to whip up. And I'm really passionate about that.
Sonny, so let me ask you, man. Sunday dinner, Sunday's this Sunday. What are we having, bro?
So I was thinking about getting some eggplants. Have you ever had like Chinese traditional eggplants with bamboo shoots, some fish sauce, throw in some chili peppers, dried chili peppers, and then mince some pork. We're gonna pan sear it, and then we're gonna add some braise to it and end it up in the oven. And then for the second dish, I was thinking about some bok choy, stir fry with some garlic, simple, fresh, clean. And then for like a poultry dish, steamed fish, probably bass, easy. You put sugar, soy sauce, some sesame oil, cilantro, green onions and shallots, and then you steam it. And then you end up right before the fish is done, you boil the oil. So once it's on a plate, you pour all the soy sauce and all the oil right on top, kills all the fishy smell, and you got that amazing seafood flavor.
What's your address? When are we coming over?
Man, you coming over today.
Right now.
But yeah, I love
my
food
eyes are
and I love
watering because I'm just like,
I'm like, he's on the wrong team. Is this like MasterChef? I'm on the wrong channel.
Okay, but all right. So Ryan, let's stay on this for a second. As Sonny's explaining the process and the recipe and the ideas, how do we correlate that to explaining the process of what we're going to go through when we're going through the buying process? How do we make that correlation based on what he said and this passion that he just delivered?
I mean, I think how it relates is we need to, I think because we know the process, we can get hung up in just explaining the mechanics, but really being excited about the process and about the process for the client, because they're going on a roller coaster that we've been on 20, 30 times, but this is going to be their first time. So we need to explain it and make it as enticing for them as it was to us the first time we went on it.
Totally. And Sonny, man, the way that you explained it, like you have a great way of painting the picture. As real estate agents and as professionals in this business, you guys have to have a knack for painting the picture. What's coming next, right? Here's our kitchen. Here's what's on the menu. Here's what the final product is going to be, is me handing you your keys. So Sonny, I had no idea that you were a chef. I am hungry now. Jen's over here. She's hungry. And so thank you. I had no idea. So let's continue.
I got to cook you guys a meal sometime then.
Dude, so Jen's mom is, Jen's Cambodian. Her mom used to own a restaurant in downtown Oakland. And when we go over to her house, it is literally the biggest spread, all original ingredients, just mom working hard in the kitchen, homemade fish sauce. So man, I am with it. I love what you're saying. So let's continue this energy. Let's go over to Janita. Janita, what is something in your life that you were truly, truly passionate about when you are talking with a friend or somebody that you're just meeting? Like, this is what I love talking about.
I love, what was that?
No, there you are.
Oh, okay. I have so many passions. I was trying to narrow it down before you got to me. But I really enjoy reading and writing. I'm reading all the time and reading things, anything that has to do with science, mental health, psychology, self-help. I can talk about all day, every day. So I'm really passionate about that, and I'm passionate about playing chess. I love to play chess. Done a couple of tournaments, and yeah.
Okay, so now her playing chess, we're starting to get a sense of her strategic mind, right? Is real estate a strategic game? This, I tell my clients all, right? Janita, this is a game of chess. I have to move my right pieces in the right order in order for me to win. And so I think that taking that mentality of, I have to play chess and I have to be very strategic, and I have to set that up from the onset that, hey, this is all about strategy. This is how we're going to win. We're going to move the pieces in the right place because you are passionate about that. There's a huge correlation there for you. So I love that, Janita, but you're also passionate about something else too. And it's wine, right?
Oh, yes. I was going to say that too. I'm like, oh, that
That's
might not be
everybody.
appropriate. But good wine, fine wine. I even took a couple of enology courses some years ago.
Really? Okay, cool. So I see her. She spent some time up in Napa and Sonoma County. And so love it. I love it, Janita. And I had no idea that you were a chess player, but it makes tons of sense. So let's go to you, Ryan. Let's hear from you, my man. What's something that you're truly, truly passionate about other than real estate?
Man, I would say, I guess overall, like just personal growth. Like I'm huge into personal development, and you know, I got hooked onto the Tony Robbins books and all that stuff like a while back. So just really, you know, trying to maximize your potential and making sure your mind is clear and has a focus and goal. You know, I've had family members that have battled with depression and things of that sort. So it's a huge calling for me to really, you know, focus on those type of things and speak it into other people, you know, if they're open to it. That's why one of the things I put on my whiteboard as far as community involvement is like, I've always wanted to be a like little league coach or something like that, just because I feel like I have two nephews and my brother will say I'm too hard on them, but I just feel like I'm trying to make sure they're not soft, you know, in 2021. But I feel like kids need to, I feel like kids need to get put onto that at an early age.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to set them up for, you know, for the long haul. So sorry for rambling, but.
No, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So I went to dinner last night with my best friend and my nephew and his daughter and Jen and Ayana. And, you know, he's still at an emotional age, right? He's still like, I still want to be a little bit of a baby, but I'm starting to get a little bit older, and like, it's just right in between. And I'm the tough uncle, right? I'm the loving uncle. I'm the fun uncle, Uncle E. Yeah. All right. You know, but I'm also like, why is he acting like that? To my buddy. He's like, well, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, you tell him to come over here, Uncle. You need to have a talk with them. So I get it, my man. I get being tough and pushing them, but I love that. I didn't know you were so big into self-help and like the mind, right? I think that mental conditioning is something that I didn't know of at an early age. And then I read and went through the Tony Robbins workshops, and it changed my life. Mental conditioning 100% changed my life. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Kevin, let us in, bro. What are you passionate about? Something that you're passionate about that we might not know, coming from an Olympic swimmer. Tell us.
Yeah, so I had a hard time narrowing it down, but if you look at my personal Instagrams, Kev Magna, photography, and I want to get into drones, but really nature photography, I guess that's maybe why I have this background, is really kind of my way to do two things. It lets me get out in nature and experience and calm my mind and just be one with nature. But then I get to capture those memories of those experiences on film or, you know, on our cameras or whatever. And and so I think like I really have a great appreciation for beautiful home photography too now. Like it kind of crossed over to that. Like I love when like, you know, they got the killer drone shots and just the photography and the videographers like you could tell the difference between a good one and a bad one for sure, right? And so I think I really appreciate that. And then the other thing, I love consumer tech. Like I've had a 19-year career in kind of the smart home industry. And so I love everything about smart home and thermostats and cameras and home security. And I can talk for days about all that kind of stuff. And then I really immerse myself in business journals and I love the science behind effective and successful businesses, and then how entrepreneurs learn from their mistakes and learn from their failures and pivot to success. And that's what we're doing all the time in this dang business.
Totally. And I take it that something that is in your normal watching rotation is Shark Tank.
It was, yeah. We gave up Comcast about a year ago, but yeah, it definitely was. I love that show.
Good stuff, Kevin. Yeah, I didn't know that you were so deep into like the back end of things, you know, and the mechanics of things. But it makes sense because when I communicate with you, and so, hey, if you guys are ever going into a home and people want to know, well, how do I set up a smart home? I think Kevin's going to be the person to talk to. I think that he's going to come with a level of passion that we might not have because that's not something that we're into. So Kevin, I love this. Johnson, let's head over to you, my man. What is something that you're truly, truly passionate about in your life?
I think for right now, my passion is just learning something new every day. As a new real estate agent, I feel like I got to make this work. So I'm trying to, you know, come to every single meeting, trying to become financially independent. And I really hope, you know, real estate is the way to go. I know, you know, my passion is not supposed to be in real estate because that's not what you wanted. But for me, I think it's learning something new every day. And I think I'm really into stocks and real estate. And I really hope, you know, these two factors will be my journey, my car to financial freedom. So financial freedom right now is really big for me.
Good, man. And I think for you to be able to convey that message and help people reach their own financial freedom, man, there's a great rapport building in bonding there, because that's what we're doing, right? We're helping people achieve wealth in real estate and pass a legacy onto their family. So Johnson, I love that, man. And thanks for showing up. You're continuously showing up. You're doing the work, and that's what it's going to take. So Johnson came early to a meeting where we were in another meeting yesterday. I'm like, hey, Johnson, you're at the 10:30 meeting. He's like, but can I just stay here? Can I just listen to this meeting? Because I'm here, I'm ready to go. So I love the enthusiasm, Johnson. I really, really do. Miss Terry, let's hear from you. What are you truly, truly passionate about in your life that maybe we have not seen or know yet?
I'm a grandmother, so don't mess with the kids. Plus I did family childcare for 20 years before real estate. So passionate about kids. It's like, don't mess with them. Just, you know, don't be the hard Uncle E. Let the kids learn on their own. Discipline is good, but they learn by trial and error. I'm probably the one that if you needed childcare, you probably would just drop them off over here and they would blend in with the rest of the group. And organization, they can come over, but they have to keep everything in its place. So nice. So you'll love it whenever I drop Silas off with you. So it's nap time. Silas, pick up all your stuff and put it away. Okay, thank you. Turn off all the lights, son. Okay, thank you. Now turn off the TV. No.
He does it every time.
I'm the grandmother. I'm going to put this stuff up for him. I'm going to hold him and I'm going to rock him to sleep. It's just going to go down.
Oh, no. I love it. But you know, and as I've gotten to know Terry recently, she's this true nurturer, but she has the ability to control a room. And when she talks, it's like, here's the framework of what's going to happen, right? And I think that carries over into her being a grandmother, it carries over to her business, carries over into group coaching, because we feel that. So good stuff. I love it. Hey, Angela, I know that you are getting ready for the event, but do you want to chime in on this?
Event? What are you talking about? I'm home.
Oh, I thought you were in Santa Cruz.
I came home this morning. I had to be home in time for the kids.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Here, guys. I would say I'm going to piggyback off of Ryan real quick. It's definitely watching people grow. I get inspired by that. Like if you're doing something that's going to be like, you're growing, you're passionate about it. I get inspired by like that. I love to try to always be the best version of me. I'm always reading books. I believe in the manifestation, like put it out to the universe, make it a reality. I'm all for that.
Beautiful, beautiful. You could feel it too, right? When she talks, right? It's like something about this contagious energy. You can feel that. So good stuff. Let's hear from one other person. Let's go over to Miss Rebecca Gammon. Rebecca, how about for you? What's something you're truly, truly passionate about in your life that we might not know?
Good morning. Well, from the obvious, my kids, that they were my reasons why in my initial last couple of years of real estate to get them through college, which I did, and they're done. Super proud of them. But aside from that, I'm a super advocate for alternative like healthcare, medical like care. Like if anyone, my friends, family, they know if they have an ache, a pain, or sick or something, they want something like herbal or natural, they give me a call and I'll give them something. But I never like, I don't know, I love helping people and sharing what I know about that. And then I also work with, or I volunteer with foster kids, and mostly, and that fills my soul. I love that. And
I had no idea. I love that.
No, yeah, it's I work with a transitional program where they're gonna age out, so they need a little help getting on their feet, learning some life skills, and it's really neat, and I love it.
Wow, that's really, really cool. So you foster kids, and also if we need really good weed, we come to you. Like I think this is.
I didn't want to say it.
He said alternative medicine. No.
Wait, what? Tell me more. Tell me more.
I didn't say that.
No,
I don't even use.
I'm just playing.
But yeah, but everything else, I got you. If you want that, I got you too.
Okay, cool. Like Terry said last week, she's like, yeah, if my clients ask, is this a bad neighborhood? I know where it is. Well, I could take everything we needed to, but let's go see these houses. But
exactly.
Yeah. But Rebecca, like the way you talk about it, right? It just feels like you're so comfortable. You're so excited to talk about this and how you help people. And that really, really carries over to what we do in business. And so I love it. I want to hear from one other person. We'll kind of go full circle. Armando, let's hear from you, my man. And Armando, being one of our newest team members, just secured a listing. I think it's his first week and a half on the team, my man. So Armando, let us in, brother. Some of us don't know you. So what are you passionate about?
Yeah, so one thing that I recently started to get back into is mixed martial arts. So when I was younger, I used to really be into it. So I grew up with like 4 other brothers. So we were always like fighting and stuff. We're always like play fighting. And my oldest brother, he fought amateur. So kind of just seeing him. And then one of my other younger brothers, he does boxing. So just kind of seeing like my brother grow up and fight an amateur, it was really, it's really cool. And even now, I always try to train, whether it be boxing, jiu-jitsu, or wrestling. As of now, it's been a little bit hard because of the pandemic, but I have friends that I end up sparring with. And one of the things that I think anyone can get out of training any type of martial art is there's a huge mental aspect that goes into it. It's not only good for exercise and self-defense and whatnot, but if you train for it long enough, it does something to you mentally. Like it puts you into a Zen zone when you're training, like you're really focused in on it. But you just approach certain things differently. I guess you can say. It's a little bit hard for me to explain it.
I think we get it though. Like I think we told, and if we weren't in this environment and in sales, we might not get it, but I think we definitely understand it, man. Because for you, there's so many things that coincide with this business, right? The stamina, your ability to counter, your ability to train and condition and have that endurance, man. So yeah, I think there's a direct correlation. I think we totally understand.
So it's always like pushing yourself, like whether you're like in a sparring session or you're rolling with friends or training and wrestling, there's going to be a point where you hit the wall. And there have been times where I've sparred in boxing and I thought, dude, I can't go off any longer. You take that little minute break and you just catch a second win, and you're like, all right, I got that second win. Now I'm just going to go out there and leave it all out on the line.
Man, I love this. I absolutely love it. Really, and I've done some training before, and it's probably the best workout that you will ever do. And it's hard. You get in the ring with somebody and they tell you to go 25%. That's hard. I always got in trouble by the coaches because they're like, you can't hit that hard and like going 25% and being able to like hit but not hit, and like move and balance and get your breathing right. And you got the mouthpiece in, man. So I totally understand that. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Armando.
there's that saying that everyone has a plan until they start getting hit.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. I used to spar with my coach, and I remember hitting him once, and he's like, he got pissed off, and he's like, I told you, ease up. And he kicked me in my lower abdomen. Dude, I was sore for like a week. I couldn't cough, nothing, man. So he taught me a lesson to ease up on my punches. But if someone asks me what I'm passionate about, obviously I'm passionate about my business, and you know, we won't take this on a business conversation. I'm passionate about my relationship, my son, but I'm passionate about fucking music, right? So I am passionate about listening to music from all genres. I particularly love music that came out of the 60s, and the reason why is because what music stood for in that time. America said that here's how you structure music, and it's 8 bars, and it's really super poppy. And then you came into the 60s when people were thirsty for change, when our country was in a position of saying, you know what, we want to speak up, we want to be heard, we want to create music that is a part of our generation and a revolution. And you had bands like Grateful Dead that came on the scene that said, I'm going to take this song and make it a 30-minute song, and we're going to jam. We're going to take the roots of jazz that had no end in mind, that just jam, and we're going to infuse that in our music, and we're going to let this create something beautiful. So me, I love talking about music and listening to music, and I think that it's super important. So for me to put myself in a state on the weekends, I always put on a record. I put on a record and I just chill, and it's part of like my routine. Jen and I will drink some coffee, I'll read, and I'll put myself into that state because I truly love the way it makes me feel, and I love talking about music, right? It really inspires me. So you guys, I know that this was a little bit different than what we've been doing, but I wanted it to be something that was different. So I want to kind of go around the room and hear what some of your takeaways were from the session. Since we have about 13 minutes, I want to hear from you guys. So let's hear.
Elias, can I jump in real fast? Is that okay?
Yeah, Jay, dude, please.
Thank you. I want to say something that was, I think, a little bit off the beaten path. I am extremely passionate about archaeology.
Nice.
I am obsessed with the human story and the absolute genius that has been left behind in material form by our ancestors, particularly in Africa. I studied in Egypt. I could not believe what I saw with my own eyes. It literally changed my life. And no joke, no exaggeration, I couldn't even talk about what I saw for years. It was like going to another planet, experiencing an alternate human reality. So quickly, I went to business school. I became a professional musician myself. You probably didn't know this. Went back to school, went to Stanford, studied archaeology, became so fixated. I could literally, all I could talk about was there are these structures on our planet that are just chilling all over the frickin' planet that are extremely complex. It's a paradox that we have unbelievable mathematical information encoded into stones that cannot be cut today that are from the deep past. Wrap your head around that. If the past is linear, meaning going from simple to complex, from A to B, our planet should be littered with pyramids today. Except the opposite is true. The deeper you go in the past, the more complex structures are, the larger they are. So we're going backwards in time. It's a huge secret. I wanted everyone on this call to know you're being lied to. I studied this on the university level. I'm not just watching YouTube, no disrespect to how people get their knowledge. It is a huge, huge, huge controversy. How old are the structures on our planet? There's not a lot of consensus, even though you're told there is. I can just give you one example. There's a very obscure object most people never heard of. It's called the Ishango bone. It's a bone from a primate. It is at least 20 to 22,000 years old. It may be one of the oldest forms of counting. So we have a base 10, base 60 way of counting time. Our ancestors in the Congo were talking about math and time in a level as complex as we were at least 20 to 22,000 years ago. I'm not even talking about the pyramids. If anyone wants to talk about that, I got some science to drop on that. Whoever built that understood the earth was round, moved through space, and what the speed of light was. I'm not making that up. Those numbers are encoded into the pyramid. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Dropping it. Just came in and dropped it.
I'm calling right now. Jay, I'm calling you right now.
That's right.
Okay, I'll put my number in the
Mind
chat
blown.
box. You can all hit me up, all right?
Boom. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's go around the room. I want to hear what some of your takeaways were, because I know that this was different, but it was intended to be different. Kyle, let's start off with you, brother. Pop it off. What were your takeaways from this unique session today?
Man, you already know I love these sessions. The first one in, and I was like, oh, I'm stoked for this. I freaking love coming here in the mornings, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and seeing all you guys. I love all you guys. I mean, freaking all the new people that are showing up. PK coming in hot, showing up, spreading her knowledge. She came to the listing practice the other day, was dropping all kinds of knowledge. It's just awesome to hear everybody and how everyone thinks and the different things that they do, and some of the things that are more important to them. So love coming here, love all the knowledge, love all the energy. It's just awesome. And Armando's been showing up every freaking day here, looking slick. And if you ever want to spar, I got you, boy.
I'm down too. I'm down. I'll bring my mouthpiece. We'll use the big conference room in Walnut Creek. Okay, just 25% though, guys. Okay.
We have a gym, Elias. We don't need the conference room. We have a gym.
Okay, perfect. All right, Johnson, let's hear from you, my man. Takeaways from today's session.
I haven't met anyone, but after today's session, I feel like I've gotten to know a little more about everyone and what they're passionate about.
Cool, man, and likewise, right? So good stuff. Kevin, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session.
Just that how we each are unique, but yet we blend that our passions outside of the business into the business. It's like subconsciously, right? So it's really cool to kind of see. Because tomorrow we'll spit real estate tongue, and today we're just spitting our passions about other stuff, and they kind of will become one. So
Totally.
Really cool to see that.
And also, I'm going to tell you about becoming one. Combine your Instagrams. There's no need for you to have two Instagrams, bro. I had no idea that you were so deeply into photography. I don't feel that there's any need for you to blend or to have separate. Just blend them into one, Kevin Magna. That's my advice to you.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Martinique, how about for you? What were your takeaways from today's session? Should we hear from you or from the baby?
For me, she's
Okay.
2 kids. I love that I just got insight on everybody else's personal, because I see everybody's face, but I just love getting to know everybody a little bit more and just hearing, I love Kyle, I love these sessions. I just love listening, but this was different and I loved it. I just love hearing about everybody's, what they have going on.
Awesome. And for you, Martinique, I think it's who are we as people, and are we conveying that message and sharing our passions with people and speaking with enthusiasm, right? The other day, Martinique was talking and she's like, well, yeah, it's strategic. And I was like, hold on a second. It didn't feel right. When she said the word strategic, I'm like, do you like saying that? Does that feel natural? And if it doesn't, and it doesn't coincide with who you are as a person, throw that out the window and find something new, right? So Martinique, thank you for being here. Thanks for your insight. Christina, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session.
Okay, so we have a lot of fun-loving, smart-ass, ambitious people. I mean, it's really nice to get to know everybody, like Martinique said, and a lot of you had said, we really haven't met each other in person. So this gives us an opportunity to get to know each other, and just the outside things like Sunny, we're coming for you for that cooking, and Perry, we're going to come for you for that motherly love, grandmotherly love. And, there's just so much beauty in this team. So thanks for sharing, everyone.
Love it. PK, how about from you? What were your takeaways from today's session?
Oh my God, so much. Kind of like what Kyle was saying. It's just coming from, you and I talked about how I was fearful of coming to a big team because I don't know, it's going to be too much. But now I'm holy shit, so many amazing people that I have not only access to, but I'm surrounded by so much passion and the energy. These vibes are so incredible. And I feel just super fueled and ready to go out there and spread the energy. And another thing I wanted to actually say, I took notes as you guys were talking, because I remember early on, Elias Melody on Clubhouse was talking about how you coached her go through imposter syndrome. And I was like, it's so real. Like for a very long time, I was just like, who am I? Like on Instagram, I talk and I feel like weird. And I'm like, you know, people judge me and I feel judged. But now I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. This is who I am. You like it? Great. You don't like it? Don't follow, you know? So it's just like getting to that point and like hearing all of you, like we're all different, but we're at the same time like passionate and like just connecting with that. And by the way, I did listen to Merging Instagrams, and it's a game changer. Like it's one PK and like this is all you get.
Good stuff, PK. Really appreciate your insight. Laura, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session.
Well, a lot. You know me, I'm not much of, I'm a talker, right? When I needed to talk, but not much of trying to get out there and talk to people and kind of like I'm serious, happy, you know, trying to find this way after, you know, I have a kids already in college and trying to go back now and being busy by doing real estate. I just messaged Christine and I said, I need to spend some time with her because real estate is what I'm passionate about, but it's something out there that I'm missing that I need to see what is it I'm doing different, right? So, and getting to know all of you is just amazing. I'm probably the oldest out of everybody in this team right now, but
no, I think Joaquin's the oldest.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm excited to get to see all of you one day together, right? And then thank you. Trying to get into this habit of, you know, being out there and trying to talk to you guys. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, you know, and then I'm trying to get excited. And I do take care of my self-care. So, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, like PK was saying. And I felt like I met you, PK, somewhere. Your face is so familiar. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out where, but anyhow, thank you, everybody. And you, all of you, whether you are younger than me, it still inspire me, and I'm very thankful for that.
So Laura, so go out there and save the world and save the cats like you've been doing. And if it doesn't,
not just cat, animals in general.
Animals in general. So if it doesn't feel natural, it means that it's not true to you. When something is true to you, everything seems really natural. Like, oh, I got this. I'm flowing. I'm in my zone, right? It's when it's not natural. We're trying to do something or be something that we are not is when it doesn't work for us. So lean into this pink-spirited person that is saving, you know, animals. Lean into that person because that's the person that's going to shine and catapult you in this business. So Laura, I appreciate your insight. Ryan, let's hear from you, my man. Takeaways from today's session.
My takeaway is that we all have passions that outside of real estate, that if we find a way to transfer that energy into real estate, it would just catapult our business and take it to the next level. So if you're a caring person like Martinique, like how can doing real estate, how can that tap into that caring aspect and really lean into that? Like for me on the growth aspect, what are ways that can translate to helping my clients? And then hopefully that energy that we all have with these passions will transfer to our clients when we're talking to them about real estate. Because yes, we want to make a sale, but we want them to get that feeling, get that vibe when they talk to us, because that's what's going to keep them as lifelong clients. So that's what I got from it.
Bro, I mean, that was the intent of this whole entire session, and thank you for articulating it so well, my man. Thank you for sharing your takeaways. Damian, how about for you, my man? Takeaways from today's session.
One second. I want to say, look at that whiteboard, Elias. Look at Ryan's whiteboard.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right, Damian.
Ryan, no lies.
Let's hear from you, brother.
I worked with Rebecca elsewhere, you know, in the past, and I had no idea how awesome she was, but I felt it, but never had the opportunity to hear about her other endeavors outside of real estate. So that was really cool to hear. as well as Kyle. Like I haven't met him in person, but I've been loving his energy on all of these Zooms, but I would have never guessed that he was in the motocross and all these, really exhilarating type of things. So that was cool to hear what drives that energy behind him. And it makes sense now. But just in general, you guys are all like really interesting people. And, again, in a typical real estate environment, you wouldn't get the opportunity to see that with your peers. And I think this was really valuable for you to do that. And to the point, again, transferring this energy into our business is necessary because clients feel the authenticity. So appreciate it.
And I love it. And you guys, a lot of this, and Ryan said it right, this is about alignment, right? Alignment with you as a person. I think what sometimes we struggle with is, who do I need to show up to be today, right? Who am I going to need to be in business today? And like, we struggle with that, right? This in between, like, it's just be whoever the heck you are and let that shine. Let that shine. If you don't like wearing the fucking tie, don't wear the goddamn tie, right? Don't show up all stuffy and it feels uncomfortable. If Martinique does not like using the word strategic, then never use that word again and use something else, right? So loving this. Miss Terry, how about for you? Takeaways from today's sesh.
Like everybody else is saying, we're aligned with some very freaking amazing people. When Sunny started talking about the food, I was like, holy shit, what the hell? But everybody's, you can see their passions after you hear them talk about it. You can kind of take a look. But I think that the most important thing was, although we're all working here within a group, when we're writing offers and to other agents or working with other agents, we have to understand that they're normal people too, and not go in with an attitude like, oh, this crazy lady, or, just kind of take that same concept of, they're real people, kind of break that ice with them to find out what their passions are and kind of connect that way.
Man, you're so right. We had a ex-climber say that we used to work together. He's like, what's right on our listing? He's like, dude, you're the nicest listing agent anybody. So I'm like, dude, and day we're all in the same business, man. We need to treat our brothers and sisters with love and respect. So love that you said that, Terry. Angela, how about for you? Takeaways from today's sesh.
I got in a little late, but the same takeaway that I have every time that I come into one of these sessions is, you guys are so uplifting. You guys make my day so much better. Like, you have no idea. I have 2 kids. The mornings are rough, y'all. So like, thank you guys. I come in and I get inspired. I feel good. Like, you guys just give me that drive to go out there and kick it. Like, I love it. So thank y'all.
Love it. I love it. Miss Pamela, how about for you? Takeaways from today's sesh.
I knew it. I thought I'd get away out of it. But basically, in this meeting and just being around the team, I pretty much have found out, when I was thinking about my backstory that I was going to tell, I was like, oh, so that's why I'm wired the way I'm wired. After listening to everybody talk, I was like, okay, now I understand why I'm wired and why I'm so passionate and emotional and just really humble of where I'm at now and where I came from.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and that was the intent, right? To find that correlation. How about for you, Joaquin? Takeaways from today's sesh.
I just caught myself saying, hey, I like that too. I like that too. I'm into that too. So kind of like what piggybacking what Ryan said is just really going to allow us to maybe get a little bit involved and interested and curious about other things. Yeah. That way, when you do meet clients, you can try to have a natural flowing conversation, right? Whether it's history, music, self-care, all that stuff. So it really it's going to hone us in and focus on that, just really ultimately becoming better versions of ourselves, right? Because we're experimenting with different thoughts and ideas.
Man, I love that. Somebody told me this early in my career: be interested, not interesting, right? Be truly interested in them and who they are as people, and don't be interesting, right? Be interested in them and focus out, and you'll find everything that you need to help them and serve them best. So good stuff, Joaquin. How about for you, Martha? Takeaways from today's sesh. All right, we'll come back to Martha. Let's go over to Kim.
I don't even know where to start, but Elias, I just want to say thank you so much for being so inspirational all the time. Like, I grew up not having parents that were financially literate. I moved to California just daydreaming of finding somebody like you and Kenny. And I'm just so grateful that we all aligned, and I'm just so, so happy. My biggest takeaway is like, I love talking to people. I love self-help, but I'm kind of nervous, shy, because I grew up being introverted and stuff. But every time when you talk to me and I go through this like meeting, you make me feel like I could be on TED Talk one day. It's just like really awesome. And thank you so much. That's it.
Man, Kim, thank you for being here. Really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate you sharing that and being emotional. Seriously, we're here for you, and we'll always support you. We'll always push you. So I
Can I say
appreciate
something about? Can I say something about Kim? Kim and I have spoken because sometimes she gets Spanish-speaking buyers, and she'll reach out to me if I can help her. She has truly made me laugh so hard. Kim, you are hilarious. You're awesome. I just want to say that.
And I don't know if you guys know, but Kim is a beast on the phones, and she runs some damn good comps too. So if you ever wanted to kind of lean into that part and develop those skills, like, she is a beast. So Kim, thanks for letting us in. Armando, how about for you takeaways from today's session?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Like, listen to everyone, just seeing what everyone's passion is, and I met a few of you already: Kyle, Sunny, Laura at the office, and how do I say? I mean, it's just really cool just getting to know everyone, because at the end of the day, we're a team. We spend a lot of time with each other, so it's just cool getting to know everyone, vibing with everyone here, and also it's kind of piggybacking off of what you said, Elias, where what really what you said, what was it? Be interested, not interested. Did you get that off of How to Win Friends and Influence People?
I don't know. I heard it early in my career. It may have been.
Okay. Yeah, because I heard something like that, or like something along the lines of that before, and also it's just being interested also in your clients, like getting to know them on a personal level, not just looking at them as like a paycheck or anything like that. Just getting to know like what their situation is, who they are as a person, how you can best service them.
That's right. Good stuff, Armando. Appreciate it. And congrats on your new listing. Janita, how about for you? Takeaways from today's
Thank you.
I just love getting to know people. It helps you better to relate to other people, how to connect with other people, in this case, our team. So I really love it. Really beautiful to when you start peeling back layers and know why people are the way they are. I love it. I just, every call I come off of, it's just, I just chose the right place to be. This beautiful team, beautiful energy. I love it.
Awesome. We appreciate you being here, Janita. Joey, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session?
Today's session, I took away some of the things that I could relate to my teammates. For you, Elias, maybe like being passionate about music and what drives you to move forward. Kevin, for being a photographer, because I just picked up a camera like last week. So I find things that are, everyone's different, but we find something that's what drives you to become more successful, like what Ryan said, to self-grow. So
totally. I love it, Joey. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jay, how about for you? Takeaway from today's session. And thank you for dropping the knowledge on us too.
My pleasure. It's about the why. Why do we do this? It's beautiful to see people's passions and that energy to connect with it. Like Terry said, we're all people too. So it may be easy sometimes to not see the humanity in others when we're working and making that paycheck. Knowing that we're all coming from a similar place, similar journeys. We want to live through love and expanding our minds is a beautiful energy to be in. And I'm, again, like Janita said, I feel like I'm in the right place. This is an amazing place to be in. I'm so grateful.
Cool, Jay. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate you being here. Let's go over to Rebecca. Rebecca, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session?
It was great to, again, reiterate what everyone said, learn about people on another level. But I really made the decision, to join Team Fast because I wanted to be around a group of unique people that were passionate and surround myself by people that are just have these amazing goals, amazing views on life, and kind of solidifies that I made the right decision. And I love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. Lamont, how about for you? Takeaways from today's session?
Takeaway from today, the team is dope overall. I feel like I could go to my team members and ask them anything. Janita, she's a chess player. I could go to her for a few games of chess. Kevin's a swimmer. I could challenge him to a match swimming. And, you know, and I just blew my top end on my dirt bike. So I guess I'm going to go to Kyle to see what I messed up. So, you know, the team is dope overall.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you for being here. Now, Sonny, the chef of the group, my man, bring us home, take away from today's session.
And I took a lot of things home today. I learned a little about everyone on the team. Everyone is passionate about something, you know, whether it being self-growth, music, helping others, just passionate about their hobbies like photography, music, working on bikes. I think everyone on the team has their own story. Everyone is interesting. And, you know, I am interested because you guys are my team members. We're like a family. And in the end, we're all friends. We got to be able to work with each other. And I really appreciate that everyone took the time, you know, express themselves freely on this. And you, Elias, letting us, you know, express ourselves freely, you know, nothing real estate related, but at the same time, it'll help us grow because we'll put our passion into real estate and our business from what we love doing. Yeah,
Love
it was great.
Yes. I love it. And I appreciate your guys' insight and your thoughts and your openness. And that's what it's all about, is being able to, you know, have that direct correlation with the things that are passionate in our lives. If it doesn't feel right, if it's not coming from the heart, then quite frankly, don't do it. Right. So I think you guys did some really, really good work today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening sometimes to my outlandish ideas and just jumping in like, why is he asking this? There's always a method behind everything that I'm doing. So I just appreciate you guys. Let's get out there and absolutely crush our weekend. Jen and I are back in a couple hours. We got showings on Saturday, showings on Sunday, ready to get after it. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Crush it. And Martinique, thanks for bringing the baby, because she is a ray of sunshine every time she's on here. So you guys have a wonderful day. And Christina, glad you're feeling better.